It's Radio Skid Row 88.9 and you're listening to Good Smoke. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Remember that number, 9550-9552. Sorry, I'm just out of breath. I've been trying to organise all these things. just feeling anxious about everything. Remember that number, 9550-9552. Also, check out radioskidrow.org, goodsmoke.com.au, and get ready for this guest. Today, I've got a gentleman that's, he's been at the top. He's been to the bottom and now he's made his way out. This gentleman here is 257768, aka George Farah. What's up, George? How you going today, man?
I'm not too bad. I'm tired from work today, but that's about it. But
that's one thing I want to say thanks about, man, for coming all the way from. You're out in Liverpool, Mount Druitt, sorry.
Yeah, Mount Druitt, Toongabbie, Blacktown area.
But it's a long drive here.
2770.
Oh yeah, what is it? 27. What is it?
2770.
2770. Okay.
Everyone out there from Mount Druitt.
Shout out to the Mount Druitt boys. Yeah, we got a lot of people coming here from the west. We had people from Emu Plains, Penrith, with Liverpool. So there's something going on out there, man. It's a like sort of a unspoken movement, like from hip hop to businesses to people just doing new projects and stuff like that. But before we get into all what you do, I want to go back from the beginning, like where you're from, who you are, how'd you start off, and like how you became who you are today. So we're going through this whole interview, just talk about George, where he's from. I don't want to say anything too much. I want him to speak, for himself, and we'll go from there. So you brought up in Bathurst?
Yes, I was brought up in Bathurst as a little country boy. We originally lived in Sydney when we were younger, but Dad wanted to move out to the country, so he bought a property out, or Dad bought a property out at Bathurst many, many years ago. I grew up, with a lot of, all the cultures that were only out there were only like Aboriginal, us as Lebanese and Australians. Now, in the 80s back then, it was pretty racial. Like at the end of the day, it was a bit hard to live amongst, you could say, the white fellas. I mean, I'm not being racist, but at the end of the day,
it's the truth.
It's the truth.
Yeah. We'll say the Anglo-Saxons if it's more comfortable.
True. But they used to call us wogs, grease monkeys, go back to your country, go ride your camel, you just come off the boat. But little they know, we didn't really come off the boat. We flew over here.
There was a thing at school they used to say, they go, we came in planes, you came in chains. So.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But anyway, look, this whole racial stuff, I grew up amongst it all, for the violence that we had. We used to carry knives to school. We used to carry, batons to protect ourselves because we would get jumped at school.
Yeah.
Now, this is like, how long? This is over 40 years ago. You know what I mean? And my parents used to always yell at me because I always used to get into fights, and they used to realise that, they always kept thinking it was like
your fault.
My fault.
You're always doing it, but not realising there's people picking on you. Yeah.
So anyway, I tried to tell my parents what it was about, but they wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
So I tried, and just to protect my brothers and my sisters and my sister. There was 3 boys and me and my sister.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and you come from a Lebanese background as well.
Yeah, we're Lebanese background, and how can I say it? It's anyone that knows about living amongst
different cultures.
It's good now that in Australia, we like where we are now in Sydney, we got Islanders, we got Asians, we got Lebanese, we got all different multiculturals. You know what I mean? So people, it's good in a way, but people should not hate. If anyone should be hating, is me. Do you know what I mean? But we shouldn't hate against other race or religion. You know what I mean?
That's so true, man. Yeah.
So I grew up amongst it all, and growing up is very hard to get back into to like him all. You know what I mean? Like after being through it all.
Yeah.
But I don't have hate for any Australians. I don't have hate for any other nationalities. And as you know, me being in prison, it was the same. Every culture stuck to themselves. But I got along with every race in there, every religion. you know. And again, our family, you know, some of our family members are married to a Muslim side. So, you know, people say about Muslims this and that. They should never judge. They should never, you know, say anything about any religion because it's what you want to believe in. You know, it's the same as anything, really.
You got the freedom to believe what you want.
Yeah, you can believe whatever you want. You know, it's that. So what we're trying to do is, I try and tell so many people, you know, what I've been through in life. You should never judge. You know what I mean? Like,
let's paint a picture about Bathurst, like, because I've been researching about you. I saw a few interviews for you and picking up pieces of information from each one. When you went to school in Bathurst, you practically got suspended from every single school there, right? Is that true, or is that too far?
No. It's real.
It's real.
It's real. It's
See
real.
that I just want to, before we get deep into who you are, I want to get paint a foundation for people to understand before they, like you said, don't judge. Let them understand who you are, so then they can say, how the hell did you become like that? Because it's a chain of events that got you to this place.
Well, exactly. I mean, you know, like I said, you know, growing up in the violence of where we are, to stick up for ourselves. And, you know, if anyone called me a wog, that was one word that would just trigger me off.
Oh, really? Yeah.
You know, that word that someone would call me a wog, it was defensive. I'd get upset over it. I didn't like it.
Yeah. Take it to you if you want, the mic. It's up to you, however comfortable you want.
And that's the thing. I didn't like that word at all. Like, I was playing football one day and I actually jumped, almost scored, and the guy yells out "wog." I just dropped the ball and
in the middle of the field.
In the middle of the field, I could have scored and then went and done it, but I had to go back and slap him for it. You know what I mean? It was something where I shouldn't be doing that stuff, but it was just, I was so angry, like sticking up for our culture and who we are. You know what I mean? And I'm proud to be Lebanese. Don't get me wrong. But I, you know, it's just it's hard to explain to them, you know, that to my parents, that why I did that. But then I was suspended from one school. I used to get the cane at Holy Family. That was a Catholic school we were in. I'd get the cane there, and then after I got suspended from there, I went to another school. I actually, every single primary school to high school, every single school I went to, I was suspended. There was one more school, which was Bathurst High School. That was the last school that I was at, and they took me on board, but said to me, if you misbehave, you never. And I was a dropout of school, you could say.
But of course you're going to misbehave. That was the last school you've been to.
Yeah, and that's.
And what happened? Did you misbehave, or you ended up?
Well, I stayed there, but I sort of failed school. You know what I mean? I didn't. All my results were
just shocking, huh? I'm the same, bro. I was the same, but
you know, like people. Okay, you could be a pen pusher. You know, you could be smart on what you do, but then there's people that have talent and that are good with their hands. And, you know, you got people that can't even speak English that are still talented. So you can't make someone have a talent and then be smart too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Understand.
I mean, there is a lot of stupid people out there in this world. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
I saw your post.
It's just, there's just people that just don't think.
Yeah.
And it's because no one thinks like you. No one thinks like me. No one thinks like everyone. Everyone will think differently. And that's why when someone is more intelligent than someone else, they're going to call them stupid.
Get frustrated,
But they're not really stupid.
Yeah,
it's because they don't think like you.
Exactly.
So you can't judge them again. But sometimes it's just frustrating.
I was going to ask, the anger, like for me, I've had it as a kid as well, you know, but like, you know, being belittled or something like that. But the anger, how did it grow? How did it even start off? Where did it spark?
Well, I mean, the anger would have started from day one from school.
So it was nothing to do with parents at home treating you bad?
Nah.
Because usually the story is that your parents are abusive and then you just take it out on people. But it's for you, it seems like you're normal.
Well, I mean, my parents, every parents have blues here and there and fights here and there. I mean, I'm not going to, you know, count that at, you know, I'm not going to put that where people say, oh, they're parents. you know, my father was a good man. He worked hard, and he gave us anything we wanted. And he never asked Mum where did the money go or whatever. He was just working hard, and then Mum would cater for us. You know, every time we'd get brand new school shoes or, you know, brand new pencil cases and things like that. And you know, we didn't live like...
lavish, but you lived...
we lived comfortably, you know, and that's why, I mean, we were spoiled, but, you know, one push bike among 5 of us. Like, there was 5 boys, you know, or 4 boys in that. So, you know, these days, the kids are spoiled because they want computers, they want phones, they want bikes, they want this and that. But, you know, we love to go out and say, ride a push bike, you know, or go and hunt rabbits or catch rabbits or, you know, we would go out and do outdoor stuff, build cubby houses, go-karts.
And you don't see that these days. You don't
well, that's why. The thing is, from being a young kid, being creative, you're going to grow up creative.
True, yeah.
So, you know, my first bike I built was a little BMX bike, and I done it up. I painted it with pressure pack can, and I put little stickers on it. And
How old are you?
I think I was about 10. And
So
then I rode it to school, and I said to Mum, I want to ride to school. And I rode, and I mean I rode from where we live on a farm. Now, a drive from where our farm is out to school was probably almost 30-minute drive. So you imagine me on the bike just riding.
For an hour almost.
Yeah, just riding, and then I'd ride behind the bus and feel I was like... I was the man. Like, I just wanted to ride.
Yeah.
It was good, but, you know, and I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed the childhood that I had. But then again, we all had bad childhood. And then from Kelso High, I got expelled from there because, I know it sounds crazy, but I found, because we used to go and explore in properties. So I found a marijuana plant. And this marijuana plant that we found it on his property because we would just go wandering in the bush. And I said to my brother, to him, man, look at this. It looks like a tunnel. So I went in this tunnel, and then you'd see like it was just cut out. Like this tree was all cut out, this area, and then we'd go in there. So we went in there, and I said, man, this doesn't look right. They look like tomato plants. Like my father grows the tomatoes.
Yeah. Similar leaf, huh?
Yeah. So I said to my brother, I said, why would someone want to be growing tomatoes out here?
And hiding it, so.
And hiding it.
Yeah.
And it was near a creek and, you know, all that sort of stuff. And I'm thinking, this is where they were getting the water and fertilizer. So then what I did was we didn't know nothing about it. So we were peeling all the leaves, bagging them up, taking them to school. So I thought I was a drug dealer. So while I was selling bags of leaf when we should have been taking the heads off, which I know now what it is, we should be pulling the heads off. We're pulling the leaf off, selling leaf for $20 a bag this big.
But what made the idea of selling a leaf? Like, was it? How did you come up with that?
Because we'd watch.
But did you know it was a marijuana plant?
I knew it was a marijuana plant.
Eventually, okay.
But I didn't know
what is what. Yeah.
What is what? You're supposed to take the heads, not the marijuana plants.
And people actually bought off you.
And people were buying off us. So people were buying $20. Now $20 back then was a shitload of money
for a kid as well.
Yeah, man, $20, mate. Mate, no one would ever see $20.
Yeah.
$20 now would probably be $2,000.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that much, probably.
No, yeah, about what, say $70, $80 now?
Nah, more.
You reckon?
Yeah, man.
Far
$20.
Everything was cheap, huh?
$20. Well,
it's country as well.
Well, don't forget, back then we would have like 5 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents.
Yeah.
We could buy things with that.
Yeah.
But $20.
Fuck, you were in heaven.
Mate, you fucking. We were buying shoes, and then my mum would say, because I started buying shoes, like football shoes. With the steel caps, because we used to hear them when they used to click, and we thought we were mad, you know, wearing our football boots and going, you know, playing football. And we'd be buying things that no one could buy. We bought things that no one else could buy, yeah? So then my mum was a bit suspicious on this. So then someone actually ratted on me inside.
In the school?
At the school. And I was called in. I was arrested, taken down to the police station, and then my mum had to come with me at the time, and fuck me.
That's when you got scared, eh? You were more scared of your mum.
Yeah, man.
Of your parents than of the cops.
I got drilled.
Far out.
Anyway, got expelled from that school, and then when I went to Bathurst High, it was like everyone knew me. Like everyone, you know, when someone knows someone, it's a small country town.
Yeah.
Well, because the teacher, or not the teacher, but one of the students was taking me from class to class to show me what classes I'm going to be doing. And it's like, you know, they show you around, and then you'd hear
everyone knows you.
Yeah, everyone would go, oh, that's George Farah.
That's
George Farah. Oh, that's George Farah. Be careful of him. And everyone's whispering. I could hear they were whispering. I could hear them. You know, I could actually hear them saying my name. And then I said to myself, you know what? Oh man, this is going to be fun.
To yourself, huh?
Yeah. So,
but can I ask before you get on, how did you get the idea of making business out of the marijuana? Did you hear it somewhere before? How did you know?
I didn't know, but I actually spoke to someone at school, because we were at high school.
Oh, okay. So how old were you? Like 13, 14?
Probably in a 16, 15.
Okay, that's understandable. All right. Yeah.
I think 15. And I said to my brother, because when we used to see drug busts in Bathurst, there used to be heaps of drug busts.
Okay.
Marijuana used to be a
So you always would hear it as a kid?
Yeah, you used to hear it, so we knew.
That's why, okay.
And we'd see it on the news.
Yeah, because you don't have internet at that time. You wouldn't know, so how would you find out?
So just hear it on the TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't on social media, and no one had mobile phones.
So then you worked out, so I can make money out this.
Yeah, but not that we needed money.
Yeah.
Like our parents supported us all the time. It's not that we needed money. But it was like, just a feeling to say, well, you know, I could make money. And then I bought my brother a set of boots. And then, see, it's crazy because back then what I was doing, even now, when I went to prison, I'd done the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I grew up to that.
Yeah.
See what I mean? See how it's led me from that
to that, yeah.
To that. I mean, the high rolling and you know, the fast cars and the gold and the money we blew back then, not at the young age, but
when you got older, yeah.
When I got older.
Yeah. But it started when you're young.
It started
because you're buying the boots, you're buying,
exactly.
And then your mind gets bigger, knowledge, and then you understand that you can buy more stuff.
And that's how I become what I am today. I mean, it's just a crazy story where you know, from being a young age to where I am today.
Yeah, man.
But and I got expelled from there again.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few months after that, my parents said, listen, you should go to Sydney and get a trade. So I learnt to be a panel beater and a spray painter. So
do you know why you chose those?
Well, I wanted to do something with myself because I'd done it for work experience and I liked it.
Oh, okay.
I'd done a work experience at Bathurst.
Oh, okay.
And I liked the trade. I'd done mechanic, didn't like it. It's too greasy.
Yeah, not your
smelled
thing.
like it, didn't like it.
Yeah.
But I liked the welding. I liked
okay.
the fabrication. And at the age, I think I was like 16, just turned 17. So I asked the guy that was there, which it was called Browning's Smash Repairs.
And where
at Bathurst.
Oh, okay. That's where you did the apprenticeship.
No, I didn't do an apprenticeship. I just went there on a Saturday just to what
do you call it?
It's like an apprenticeship, but it's
work experience.
Yeah,
okay, that's it. Work experience. Yeah.
So I'd done my work experience and I liked it. And then I said to them, "Can I come in every Saturday? But I don't want to get paid. I don't care. I just want to come in." I never got paid, but he wanted to pay me, and they gave me a couple of dollars. It was like probably like $10 I was getting. You know, it was like $10.
It was nothing.
It was peanuts, but
it was worth more
than
that
$10. That $10 to me, it wasn't about the money.
Yeah,
it wasn't about the money at all. So I went in there and I learnt, and then I went home, and because we had guns at home, because we hunted and had them on the farm. Yeah. So Dad bought me a paddock basher for like $30, I think it was.
So what's a paddock basher to the city slickers?
Well, the Sydney slickers should know what a paddock basher is. It's like an old car that you drive on the farm, just smash into trees and do burnouts and do...
Yeah.
It's just
the smash around. Yeah. Mad.
So anyway, I went... There was a little Tirana. It was a little 4-cylinder Tirana back then.
Yeah.
So what I did was when we went shooting, I put some holes in it. I put holes in it. I shot at it. So when I shot at it, then I said to the smash repairs when I was working on a Saturday, can I take a little bit of Nicky? Like Nicky is putty.
Putty, yeah, for the cars and that?
To fill up holes and
there.
stuff, yeah. So he gave me a little. He goes, what for? I said, I just need to fill up some holes at home. So anyway, I went home. I got it. I went home and I'm learning to
mold it
and mix it and fit it. And I rubbed it back to make it all smooth. I mean, it was like fucking Bondi Beach. but at the end of the day, I still was learning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then another time...
but what's that passion? Like, how did you... Because at a young age...
I just had it. It's just like when you want to learn something, and I just loved that. Yeah. I just loved it. I just loved creating and making things. And like for me to go at the age of 16 to go and put bullet holes in a car and then...
Yeah, that's weird. You know
what I mean?
Who thinks about that?
But yeah.
But that's what you're driven to. That's what you...
Yeah, but back then, at an age of back then, I've done some stupid things at school.
Yeah. And your dad bought you a bike, right? When you were young, a little dirt bike or something?
Yeah, Dad bought us a little dirt bike back then, and I mean, Dad bought us everything. I mean, he even bought me a pump action shotgun. Like I bought a Bentley pump action shotgun, and then I had it for years and years until when we got raided back then. When I went to prison in 2000, I mean, the coppers came in and took all of our guns back then. But, yeah, so it was crazy. And that's how I've just grown up to that. And now getting up to where I am today. In
school, did you, like, do art or anything like that?
Well, I didn't do art. What I did was I was good at metalwork and woodwork. I loved making things. And I always... got AA or whatever you want to call it, 100% on that. Yeah. But maths and English and reading,
it's not your thing.
I didn't get shit.
Not your thing. Yeah.
I got nada.
Yeah. All right. Listen, let's go to a break. I'm gonna play one song. This is Lecrae Blessings. We're gonna get next into the next stage of your life. How you got into the into the bit of ruckus in your life, and we won't get too into it, but I just want to talk about how to spark off and go from there, and what friends are about, and who truly are your friends, and who to look out for and what to appreciate. But till then, look up Snakecharmers on Facebook,
Snakecharmer Choppers.
Yeah, and there you'll find out all the designs. They're all original designs, and I'm telling you, they're like amazing, out of this world designs. And also these designs all like stem from his head, so... We'll get back. We'll get more into
pen and paper.
Yeah, no pen and paper. So we'll get back. We'll get deeper into that stuff because there's some crazy designs that he's done, and we'll talk about it. But I'll play this music and then we'll come back. This one's Lecrae Blessings, and yeah, I feel like we're all blessed, man, and you too, George.
Thank you.
This Radio Skid Row 88.9. You're listening to Good Smoke. It's Radio Skid Row 88.9. And you're listening to Good Smoke. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? If you just joined us, remember that number 9550-9552. Also, check out radioskidrow.org. If you can't catch us on the normal radio, and if it's not clear, there's a player on there so you can play us live. Check us out on all the Facebook, the social medias, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Today we've brought George Farah in the building. He's the owner of Snakecharmers and a lot more as well. We'll be talking about that later. But also, if you just joined us on the camera, we also got another guest in the building. It's the man himself, 7-time world champion. No. It's James Greenlanes. What's up? What's up, James, bro? If you want to pull the mic up close to you so you can hear, pull it. Don't be shy.
Good,
all good. How are you? Long time no see, man.
Yeah, long time don't see, man. Look, I was excited just to come and hear George. I just want to hear his story.
Man.
I've got a bit of, me and George crossed paths a long time ago. And this guy's he's a stand-up guy, man. He's a good fella.
Yeah.
So
sometimes when you want to be up.
Look.
Got some history together, huh?
Yeah, no, it's just, sometimes it's good to hear people talk, people that's actually been there, none of that,
fakery.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
And some people don't realize that life is a small circle, so everyone kind of like knows each other, and you get caught out
If you're faking
that. When you start, no. The people will go, wait a minute.
That doesn't sound right.
You're full of shit. I don't remember you. You know what I
mean? or when they go to prison and they come out and they say, this was a stand-up guy, but the next minute he was in the boneyard.
What's the boneyard bar?
It's called the protection.
Oh, protection. Okay.
You're segregated, away from other inmates, and a lot of people, mate, you've seen the toughest guys. As soon as they buckle like bitches, they run straight to the boneyard, and that's why they all make it out there real hard and strong and tough and
then really they're not.
And then out here.
Nobody.
Then a lot of them are nobodies. But unfortunately, you just got to be yourself and just help others as well. You know what I mean? Like, I've helped a lot of people, even in prison and out of prison. But like I said before, if you go to prison, they should all just get along, man. We're all doing time. We all bleed.
We all bleed. Yeah, we're all the same.
You know what I mean? Yeah. We're all wearing green. Doesn't matter if you're Christian, black, white, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Muslim, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're all doing time. We're all criminals.
That's right. And then so we just finished off at the break. We were talking about we got up to about 20 years old. You started getting into a bit of rough stuff. But I want to talk about how you came to Sydney, right? You were by yourself here?
Yeah, well,
you had family here, or?
Well, no, I moved to Mount Druitt.
Oh, okay. Why there though? Always.
Yeah, I know. Because I lived in Auburn with my auntie and my cousins, and my father said, "Look, we found a house in Mount Druitt, which, as you know, Mount Druitt was very cheap in the 80s. Dad bought a house in Blackett. I think it was like $70,000, I think, or $50,000, something ridiculous. It wasn't much money,
Nothing. Yeah.
Anyway, Dad bought a house out there and said, "Look, you can go on your own." And then I started panel beating and spray painting in the backyard, which I've got photos, which I should have brought in and showed you. But we can bring them in next time.
Yeah, it's all good, yeah.
So, I started doing panel beating and spray painting there, and that's where I made most of my money. But then I got caught up with the wrong crowd, like Mount Druitt. You've got the biggest car thieves probably in the 80s back then, and rebirthing, which rebirthing is retagging cars.
I used to hear about that as a child.
Yeah, well, Mount Druitt was the biggest.
Cars, yeah.
Well, Mount Druitt was probably the biggest and probably the baddest for that sort of thing. Anyway, one day I met a friend of mine. He died now. He died in prison.
God bless his soul.
He hung himself. Rest in peace, Anthony. But what happened with that? He just pulled up out the front of my house. I had a car I repaired. I wanted to sell. He pulled up and says, "Listen," he goes, "where do you buy your parts from?" I said, "The Wreckers." He goes, "Mate," he goes, "I'll deliver you a whole car for $500. I said, "What do you mean a whole car?" He goes, "I'll bring you a whole car." And I said, "Is this guy for real?" As a country boy, living a normal life, working hard. I says, "Okay, get me the car." He got me a full car. Back then, the car racketeering, which allegedly the coppers were thinking we were doing all the car racketeering. But I bought a car off him, and then he went to prison, I think, for about 3 years, and he couldn't handle prison, I think, and he just went through his bad stages, and he actually hung himself in prison. So
did that hit you?
Yeah, that was probably one of my first deaths.
Yeah.
Of a close friend that was with me. And he was feared, man. He was a crazy boy, man. He was probably about 6'6", probably weighing about 130 kilos of muscle. This guy was tough. No one wanted to play with him, mate. Like, this guy was just off his head.
Yeah.
He blew.
Yeah.
But with me, he was like, I showed him respect. He showed me respect. We had no dramas. We had our misagreements here and there, but there was no drama. But yeah, I could tell you some crazy stories with me and him.
So now, let's talk about how you even met these bad guys, even to get in the flow of that group. Because I want the young youth to recognize what a bad person is or what to look out for. Because our parents can say so much, but when the child's by themselves out there dealing with these strong charactered people and manipulative people as well. How's a child supposed to recognize that?
It's you really being a child and being like a teenager, you don't really see that.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really tell the kids because the kids know better. Like my mum used to tell me or my dad used to tell me something, I used to say, all good.
That's right, yeah.
My dad used to say, listen, everyone's evil. Don't trust no one.
Yeah.
He used to tell me that all the time.
Yeah.
And I used to say, Dad, don't say that, Dad. That's wrong. Like I say to Dad, it's wrong. But because I was seeing a bigger picture and a different picture to my parents. So we should really listen to our parents, you know. But it was too late. By the time I wanted to listen to them and trying to teach me, I thought I knew better.
And you were loyal to something else.
Yeah. So, you know, I wanted to live that life not because I wanted to be tough and you know, and be a bad boy. Yeah. I just thought that was the right way to go. I thought that's the way to live, you know, to take things and do whatever you want to make money. Like as a childhood, like I showed you when we were at school.
That's right, yeah.
So I thought that was right.
Well, it was normal, if anything, yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's not right.
Yeah.
So in the car racketeering, I got done for car racketeering. I got done for rebirthing a WB Statesman ute.
Yeah.
I got done for that. Ended up doing community service for that. And then we got into other things and bigger things, which then we got into selling methamphetamines, you know, selling pot. And back then it was just like, in the 80s, heroin was pretty big too, you know what I mean? It was very big. So that was where most of money came from too, you know what I mean, back then.
How do you get introduced to that? Like even about making money off doing drugs and stuff like that. And didn't your mum have a fear in you that you didn't want to do it?
Mum and that didn't come to Sydney to Mount Druitt back then because I was still living on my own.
There you go. Okay.
So I was still just doing what I'd done. You know what I mean? Like my house was like a halfway house.
Okay.
It was like we had drug dealers, car thieves, we had guns, we had drugs, we had car parts, we had whatever you wanted, you come and see us. So that house there, which a lot of people in Mount Druitt, probably the older people would know, that used to live in them days in the 80s, still know me. They even talk about it until today. It's like that house was a halfway house. And that was one house that was just crazy. It was like...
And everyone knew what it was.
And everyone knew what it was. And
even the police knew that?
Even the police knew, man. I've got as we're speaking now, there's actually a copper that... he's no longer a copper now. He actually bumped into me at a show not long ago. And he come up to one of the girls. He goes, "Is that George Farah?" And he says, "Yeah, it is." And he said, "Can I speak to him?" He goes, "Oh, well, I'll get him over here." So I went over to him. He's all tatted up. And I thought this guy was a bikie.
Copper,
yeah, I thought it was a bikie that wanted to start some shit. You know, I thought, what's the problem, you know? He goes, "You gave me grief in the 80s. I killed his life in the 80s because they wanted me so bad from the 80s till 2000. That's when I went to jail in 2000. So I had a massive run, but that 2000...
What's that, 20 years, 30 years?
Yeah. 30 years of...
So when was the last day? The 2000s?
2000.
Wow,
so I was
30 years straight, huh?
30 years straight of running whatever the fuck you want to run.
And so if you don't mind me asking, how old are you now?
I'm 51.
Far right. So you're around in your 20s?
Yeah.
Early 20s?
Even younger, probably 18 at the time. 17, 18.
So you had no fear of like...
No, I had no fear.
You didn't hear about prison? You didn't hear like...
Well... When in 2000, I knew people went to prison and that, but I didn't fear prison. I didn't fear anyone. I didn't really care about anything. I just wanted to do it to make it. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to make it big, but we all wanted the money. We all wanted the fast cars. We all wanted the high life. We wanted to live comfortably. Yeah.
Yeah. The glory.
Yeah, the glory, the fame, all the bullshit that comes with it, and all the headaches.
If people don't understand, this guy's coming from a real place because he was on the top of this all. Like he was sergeant of arms in the gang that he was in, and like so the testimony that he's given today is real. So if you're a child at their youth and And even the prior guests that I have, and you know, thinking that living that dark life is good. This is a gentleman that's from the places that you used to dream of, like the 80s. It was like the prime time for everything.
The 80s was just crazy. It was like, you know, you'd hear people in drums of acid or shot in the back of the head in back alleyways. Back then in the 80s, like anyone that lived in the 80s and the older crowd that's lived in that 80s, that was real. That was. It was
real. like the golden age or something.
Well, it's exactly like the movies. It's like you think, well, people think that, it's like a fairy tale.
But it seems like that because
it's not a fairy tale.
But it's not in your life, in your little like in your circles. It was in hip hop music was the prime in the 80s. The movies were prime in the 80s. You know, everything in the 80s seemed like free, and even up until the gangs, like they had like the runaround more than they would today. You know,
black market.
Yeah, black market.
Yeah.
Black market. DCMs.
And everyone
like back then, the clubs, DCMs and black market, and all the clubs in the cross and in the city. Mate, it was good. Is because everyone, you know what? At the end of the day, like everyone.
DCMs on Oxford Street.
Yeah. Like everyone, everyone sort of like loved each other. You could say, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
not in a gay way, but
no, I know what you mean. I know.
But like
after
all the
I just
guys,
said Oxford Street.
Yeah, I know, but it's like don't get me wrong. I got heaps of gay friends too.
Yeah.
But honestly, it was like we all got along. Like if you walk down the street, someone would help you. You know what I mean? It was like us as older people, we still live that life. We will never change. You know, like the other day, TJ was seeing that old lady that was crossing. I ran probably, I don't know, 100 meters. I ran back to help her put a trolley up over she couldn't put a trolley over the gutter. So I picked up her trolley and I put her over the gutter. She was an old Asian lady, and
something that you just said. Where I used to live, right, I never told you this, and I didn't want to say anything until I said it. But when my parents first bought their house, there were Australian bikies living at the back, like old school bikies. And so my mum had me in her stomach, and exactly what you said. They used to run from the back of the house, see my mum carrying the shopping, grab the shopping off her, and walk her down the thing because she was pregnant.
See,
you know
that's what I mean. And people now are sterilising bikies as bad people. The problem is, it's not that they're bad. It doesn't matter if you're a bikie or not a bikie.
Yeah, just a normal
person. But see, they're sterilising. Oh, sorry, sterilising. They're like
stereotyping.
Stereotyping. The bike clubs, making them that they're the drug dealers, that they're the extort. At the end of the day, there's people that are doing that are not even bikies.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, why don't you put them on the media and say that they're, you know, running in on people, and like I'd hate to say it, but you heard what's happening in Melbourne, the gangs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. In South Melbourne.
South Melbourne. Yeah. Them gangs, they're worse than bikies. That's what I mean. They're worse than bikies. So how can you judge bikies and then judge people that are going in, running on people, bashing old ladies?
And in the shopping centre.
In the shopping centre, bikies don't do that.
Yeah.
Bikies have got more morals.
Yeah.
So we're sick and tired of hearing people saying about bikies this, bikies that, but you can't say that about them.
So tell us, let's put a meaning.
And if you misbehave, trust me, if you misbehave in the club, if you get misbehaved in the club, mate, you get sorted with inside the club.
Yeah. Well, how can you give us a definition of what the purpose of a bikie club is then?
A bikie, I mean, it's like a brotherhood. At the end of the day, I joined.
Is it purely for the bikes though?
Well, it is. It's for bikes, for riding. I mean, you know, we have a barbecue together, we have drinks together. I mean, it's just all to come together, man. It's the best feeling. And I miss that feeling. You know what I mean? I miss
gatherings.
I miss it so much. It's like sometimes when I see the boys going on a ride, and I think, you know, but then they get harassed by cops.
So it's not
so it kills me. Like they've wrecked it. The cops have just destroyed it all. So that's what pisses me off, that this Raptor bullshit and all these other cops that are drilling these poor bike clubs. They shouldn't be. They should be, mate. There's these other guys out there that are rock spiders. There's coppers that would charge with being rock spiders.
Yeah.
So you don't see that on the media anymore, but you still see bike clubs getting drilled.
Okay, so we can say that, there's a good side to it, but also there's a bad side to the clubs as well.
I mean, there is. I mean, at the end of the day, same as
any other group. Yeah.
People say, amongst the clubs, they turn on each other and all that. At the end of the day, your own brother can turn on you.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you saying that clubs turn on you? Your own brother or your own cousin,
family, anyone, yeah.
Family members will turn on you. So it's normal. It's like the Italian mafia, for instance. It's just you can't. They just keep judging.
It's with any group, eh? Like even you got to deal with you being here, being a different nationality. Then you got to deal with you being in a club that you're purely just want to ride.
Yeah, we just ride. I mean, that was being in the European, as a European family is Lebanese, yeah.
Middle Eastern, yeah.
Middle Eastern, same as the islanders. They all get together, they all drink and
family,
sing and play the guitar and whatever. Yeah, that's the same. Any family that's Lebanese European, you might as well class them as a bikie because that's exactly what they do. You know what I mean? But there is good and bad. I mean, that's why you can't, amongst us, if you're in a club and say there's one or two bad guys in there that are doing what they're doing, that's their business.
And you can't stop that?
You can't. I mean, you can, but you can't. You're not there to mother him.
Oh, okay.
That's the same as my mother and my father. Look what I did.
Yeah.
But the age of friggin' 10.
Yeah.
I was a drug dealer at 10.
Selling leaves. Yeah.
So really, and then I moved into the car racketeering, from car racketeering then to bigger things.
Yeah.
So, you can't, and that's the same as being in a club. You can't mother a member for doing what he's done. But if he's done something wrong that's not supposed to be, say, for instance, I don't know, say he may be raped or child molested or something like that, mate, he'll be dealt with amongst them. You can't, that's wrong. So they've still got morals and they've still got respect. They got respect and morals, man.
So you met these guys, you worked out, okay, there's a brotherhood here, and your family's still in Bathurst at the time as well. So you're here in Sydney by yourself. So
they were here. I joined the club when I was here.
When they were here, you joined it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then when I had the vest, Mum goes, "What's this?" And I said, it's just...
She caught you with it on, or...?
Yeah. I go, "It's just a jacket." But my first bike I bought it from Blacktown Harley. Mefo Tom, rest in peace. God love his soul. He was a very good man. He died, I think it was cancer.
I'll let him, yeah.
So anyway, I bought a bike off him, and he said to me, this is his words. He goes, "George," he goes, "when you buy this bike," he goes, "I don't want to see a patch on your back." But he was already a nomad. He was already in the club as a national, but I never knew that. He goes, "Don't ever wear a patch." So I came in to give him the bike for a service, and it was funny. He seen a patch on my back, and he goes, "George, what are you doing?" But he still respected me, see?
Had a relationship before that, yeah.
Yeah, so respect is more powerful than gun, I say. You know what I mean? It's like, if you respect someone, doesn't matter what race or religion or whoever he comes from, and they give you respect back, mate,
it's a friendship.
Just hang on to it.
Yeah.
Try not to destroy it or turn on it or make it.
Yeah.
Like, don't wreck it.
Untrusting in that.
Yeah, don't make it untrusting, If you promise someone something, even like guys that come from jail, if you promise someone something in prison and you don't deliver...
You're not a man of your word.
Mate, you're not a man of your word.
Yeah.
True?
Yeah. So now, okay, you got done for manufacturing, what is it, methamphetamines?
Yeah, I got done for manufacturing amphetamines.
And so you got sentenced with 8 years, but you done 4, right?
Yeah, I got my first sentence was 8 years.
Yeah.
And then we pleaded, and it's called an appeal. We appealed the sentence, which you got to go through again on different grounds. And I copped 4 with a 3 years parole.
Okay, so now that hit you. Like, how did that hit you to know that you're going to prison?
Well, I knew I was going to prison, and I didn't know how much I was going to get, but it's like you learn to shut off. You have to. You got to shut off. Prison. Yeah, you got to learn to shut off. Hey, you got to shut off all your feelings. You got to shut off everything. You can't put your emotions, because that then it will drive you nuts. This is why so many guys
like about thinking about your girlfriend.
Oh yeah, I mean, you just can't think about anyone. You just can't think about your family. You just got to try and think that you're in here to survive. You're in here to just to do your time and get out. Because if you start bringing your feelings in prison, what happens?
People like
you end up losing your head, and not just that, then you end up getting on drugs in there to try and forget about to make your time go quicker.
So when you were manufacturing, did anything in your head think, man, if I get caught, nothing?
I just love the money.
That's the truth.
I'll tell you the truth. And when I pleaded guilty, I said, I pleaded guilty to not only take part in a manufacture for financial gain. And at the time, they said to me, you can go to a drug court. I said, I don't want to go to a drug court. They said, just say that you were doing drugs for a habit. But
they lessen the charges.
Yeah, so it's less charges. But because I was in the club, I didn't want to make the club look bad to say, well, yeah, I had a habit. I would rather plead guilty to manufacturing on financial gain than say to go to a drug court. Being as a bandito, especially a sergeant of arms, I had respect for the club, which I still do, but I would never jeopardize the club to say, yeah, I'll go to a drug court and say, well, yeah, I'm a junkie and whatever, you know what I mean?
Erect your character.
We erect the character, the respect for the club and everything else. So, no, I pleaded guilty to not only take part in a manufacture, and it had nothing to do with the club. What I did to myself and what I did for my financial gain had nothing to do with the club.
So the club didn't know what you were doing?
Well, I mean, they probably would have, but I mean, at the end of the day, it had nothing to do with them. So you know what I mean? So that's why people should never judge.
So it wasn't.
See, I was still in the family, which the bandito, I was still in the family with the banditos, the same. But that doesn't mean that they can tell me what I was doing. Okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like you're saying they can't mother you and stuff.
Yeah, they can't mother you, you know what I mean?
They can't control what you're doing.
They can't control what you're doing. Okay. So people should never judge. Don't judge the clubs, man. Don't judge them. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the same as any family. Clubs are the same as any other family out there.
Like a church group, if there's a killer in a church group, and
that's right. Yeah, you know, there's a killer the priest could be a murderer.
Yeah.
But you don't know that.
Yeah.
But the other priests do.
Yeah.
It's the same as that priest that got caught not long ago. And all the other priests knew.
But yeah.
Well, did anyone do anything about it? No. So this is the problem same thing, the coppers and the government has to wake up and stop judging clubs.
Yeah.
They got to stop. That's what I say.
Do you think when they pick on you guys or anyone in the gangs, do you think it makes the gang want to do it even more?
Well, I'll tell you something. When you come out of prison, you can't get a job.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
So that's the thing. The government has to, not just the government, but when people come to me for a job, I've been to prison, so I will give them a job. I don't even want to see their references. I don't even want to see their qualifications. As long as you're loyal to me and you can do the job, mate, go hard.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what you've done. You know, as long as you haven't done friggin' rape or molested kids.
Child molested, yeah.
Mate, fucking then I'll deal with you. You know what I mean? It's a different ball game. But what I'm saying that if you've robbed or sold drugs or whatever you've done or stole, I don't care. At the end of the day, as long as you don't steal from me and you're loyal to me and you come to work, I will pay you. I've taken guys on board. I've taken a few boys on.
That's what I was gonna say. Lindsay, one of the guys that you did the work placement with, you did with
him? Yeah, Lindsay was a little trouble kid. Yeah. He was an Indigenous kid.
Yeah.
I took him on board, and he now, you know what he's got now? He's got a house. He's got a family.
Swear
he's got a
kid. Off the back.
Yeah,
like
he learned. He was one trouble kid that I helped, and he still rings me occasionally, but
is that Lindsay Monroe?
No. But him, I helped him, and
I saw him in the video. He looked like just starting out. Yeah, he's got a house now.
He was a trouble kid. He'd go to the pub all the time and drink and punch on with everyone.
And now he's just settled
man,
down.
he's settled. He's got a house now over in Botany Bay or somewhere out there. Like
swear to God, that's
like
mad.
He stepped up.
Shout out to Lindsay, man. Hope you're doing well.
Shout out to Lindsay.
Shout out to Lindsay. That's mad.
And he helped me with the Indigenous bike. Like But yeah, I've helped a lot of troubled kids. I mean, I've put them on the right road to, and a couple of Islander boys, which now that when I had the recording studio, they're all set. So if you can help someone, help them. Okay, that's what it comes.
And that's your whole like motto, eh?
My whole motto,
from dreams to
dreams to reality, and built the
prison dreams to reality.
Prison dreams to reality. That's the motto of my one of my logos is prison dreams to reality. Is because I went to prison and I made it reality.
And you used to come up with these designs for your bike in the prison in your head, like
yes, I used to sit in my prison cell and I used to get like Live to Ride magazines and all the magazines you can buy, bike magazines. Once a week you could buy them, and I'd sit there and I'd cut out and I'd stick them because I was bored, man. What am I supposed to do with myself? So I'd be making all these little fucking designs
on the bike.
On the bike, and that blade bike was the bike that I built when I came out.
When I hear this, I'm hearing,
green bike.
Yeah, I'm hearing to use your time wisely. Use your time wisely. But did you know at the time that that was the wise thing to do, to use your time?
Well, to be honest, I didn't think this, when I get out, I didn't know where I was going to be. I didn't know if I was going to go back and do what I was doing. Or it was hard for me, man. It's hard to even get a job. But, I couldn't get my license to open the business. Now, I'm sort of an employee now. I'm an employee for the company now. I can't get a license. I can't even get a bank account to withdraw money.
Why?
Because under a business name, it's under now my brother's name.
Yeah.
So the problem is now I work for my brother.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But I'm the brains and all whatever it is, you know what I mean? But the government will not allow you to do that.
So I don't understand, like, what's the wisdom behind it? You can't own a business.
Okay, you've been to prison, okay? You can't open a business. You can't even open, what couldn't they knocked me back for... This is over 10 years, mind you.
That's what I'm saying. This is 2010.
Yeah, and they still they still wouldn't give me. I tried everything.
But I don't understand. Like if you're trying to get up on your feet.
Try to explain that to these assholes.
Yeah, but what's their wisdom? What did I say to you? What did I say to you? What did I say?
Don't start ginning me up.
No, but no, because it's a consequence of going to jail. Like people think going to jail for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I understand that, but the problem is these assholes are not understanding that. You come out of prison, you want a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even my parole officer, huh?
I've got a... There you go, finish.
Yeah. Your parole officer?
Yeah, my parole officer, she tried to drill me. She tried to say to me, well, what'd she say to me? She said to me, you shouldn't be working, because I was working not outside of Sydney, but I wasn't interstate, and she tried everything of her power trying to get me locked back up. But I said to her, lock me back up. I said, I'd rather go to jail than listen to your bullshit. And then at the time, I know this sounds crazy, but as a crazy Lebanese mother, my mother actually rang the parole board and told her, this is her words to this parole officer, these are her words. She said, if my son goes back to prison, she says, I'm going to come into that office and rip your head off. Okay? And I said, I need to change this parole officer. I told them I need to change. I need another officer. He put me onto an officer, a guy. And then...
So you've never been charged anything since you've been charged last?
Since prison? Yeah, I got done for 3 sleeping tablets and... a set of handcuffs. Like
dumb stuff.
Well, the handcuffs was shown the Prison Dreams to reality when we done a show, but there was a set of real handcuffs in there, and they got us for them. So I got a $500 fine. And
but you haven't been back to prison?
Nothing
like that. No. So what's a message that you're going to tell to the youth? Like if you're seeing a kid and he's like, you know what, I'm G'd, I got no money.
Well, man, we all had no money. At the end of the day, I went out. Like I told you before, I didn't want money. I went and found somewhere I could go and work. For the youth out there, at the end of the day, I know you got no money, but honestly, if you want to go and do a job somewhere or ask someone to give you a go, he will give you some money. He's not going to not give you no money. You know what I mean? Like he's going to give you bus fares or some food or whatever to work. Learn and get some ideas on what you want to do in life, some knowledge, to get in life. So if that's not what you want to do, move on to the next one. If you don't want to be a mechanic, go be a panel beater. If you don't want to be a panel beater, go do something else. But to go and do the shit that I did, I'm very lucky that I'm still alive. Everyone that was around me is all dead. Honestly, probably out of everyone I know from then till now, there's probably half a dozen people still alive.
Yeah. I think the question that I was kind of like I wanted to ask you is that you understand. So 2 things that happen, say a young 18-year-old just gets out fresh from juvie or just got out of prison. The first thing in his head is I need money.
That's right.
Second thing is, like you were saying before,
okay.
he can't get employment.
Okay.
He can't, look, to be honest, he can get employment in, say, labouring, steel fixing, blah, blah, blah. But some of them don't want to do all that stuff.
Okay, they don't want to do it. Well, at the end of the day, it's very, very hard to tell, someone that comes out of prison. I've helped a lot of Father Riley's kids as well. I've sat down and spoken to them, okay? Besides the point. The point is, if he's saying that someone's 18, comes out of prison and doesn't want to get a job.
He's attracted to their life. See their life that,
he's attracted to it. But the problem is, it's not all a fairy. It's not. It's all a fantasy. It's all a fantasy.
Because imagine you're walking. What do you mean? You've done it, but I'm just saying, like, you go walk with a group of boys in the club. You feel powerful. You feel like I run this.
Okay.
Or he's got mates that say, listen. You know what I mean? How do you tell a guy that's a young man that say, look, he's getting set up. He gets out. John Doe said, look, you're a stand-up kid. When you get out, give me a buzz. Sorted. Blah blah blah. Here's that. Like, what do you tell that kid? Look, I know that looks attractive. Nice bikes, nice cars.
Girls,
sorted,
money,
blah blah.
Yeah,
do you tell him? Are you willing? You know what I mean? Because I see, like, one of the things I was really attracted to what you were doing and to what other guys, you gotta get Russell in here, other guys that really turn that mentality into a positive and kind of like really.
Well, that's what I've
boundaries.
done. Well, all my negativity now that I've had in my whole life, I've brought it back. But I've brought it back to positive, not negative.
Yeah, that's right.
So everything that I've done with my hands, I've brought, and I said, listen, I'm going to beat the system. So you know what? I'm going to make something out of my life now. It's just time now to do
something for yourself, man.
Yeah.
Something that's positive. Yeah.
Well, not just that. You know what I was thinking? My poor mum, man. She they go through a lot, especially when they're at a certain age. Their heart gets weaker, the blood pressure and everything else, and it's just they're not young anymore. You know what I mean? So you got to wake up sooner or later, because at the end of the day, you've already lost all your friends. If they're not shot or dead or hung themselves in prison or doing life, the next person's going to go is probably your mother. And then when she goes, then you're going to realize hit reality, and then you know what? Then what's going to happen?
You regret it.
So you're going to regret it. So you're better off trying to pull up now for any of the young generation now, because you are going to lose your life or all your friends that are around you, and then next it will be a family member.
Yeah. And then you even.
And then you yourself. I'm very lucky to be alive, you know what I mean? I got scars to prove it, but that's something, I think that I was very, very lucky. And I thank God to be lucky. I've been stabbed probably 7 times. I've been jumped. I've been bashed. So, I've been bashed to the extent where, especially in prison, I was bashed in prison with spaghetti cans, where I had that much concussion, where I was vomiting, and I didn't even remember for a couple of seconds my own name.
Far out.
So
savage.
So it was just a savage bashing, but even the officer said to me in there, when he took me to the ward, he goes, I'll tell you something. He goes, I've been here for 25 years and I've never seen anyone survive a bashing like that ever. So I thank God that I'm alive. So now, I think that's when it hit my reality. I think that's when it really hit me to say, you know what, this ain't a life. And then when I got out of prison, I got stabbed. I got stabbed through the arteries of my legs. When you hit an artery, that's it. You're bleeding to death. You die. You're dead.
Yeah, for sure. That's the main artery there.
Well, that's the main artery that was hit here. And then I was slashed through here. And I lost a lot of blood, which I don't remember nothing. No, this is when I got out.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. So it was twice coming to death. Okay. This is twice.
You've been on death's door.
Yeah. So and you know, people might think, this guy's just bragging. Well, at the end of the day, you just can think what you want.
But what are you bragging about?
But what I'm saying to them, they might say that. But at the end of the day, I have died twice.
Yeah.
And that's what hit reality. And I said, no, I ain't going that road. So the young generation's got to learn before it's too late. Some might not learn. Some might be too late. And some will learn faster than others.
Yeah.
But that's when it hit me. It hit my reality. Like I literally dying twice.
What was it like? Like, what was the
man?
in that situation?
You go cold.
Yeah.
You try not to close your eyes because you think, well, you know, I'm gonna go, and you actually. When I was in the ambulance, I was like closing my eyes, and I'm thinking, no, I can't go to sleep. Went to sleep, went to hospital, got up the next day on surgery, and I said, when he's gonna stitch me up? They said, you're already done. I was 8 hours in surgery and I didn't even know. So that means I was gone.
And you didn't say anything when you're on the other side, nothing like that?
No. I didn't. I just
blacked out.
I just blacked out. I was gone. I woke up and then I just thank God that, I'm alive.
Man, I'm going to play one song and then we're going to get into the success of all this. How everything just built up from a childhood, from playing with bikes, from playing with guns, from, defending yourself on the playground, to getting into a gang, to going into the lowest of lows of the prison, and now we're going to get into,
like I said,
Snakecharmers, and then we'll talk about the success, man. All right, man. This one I'm going to play is called Benefit. It's by Homebrew, just a little rap group out in New Zealand. Hope you guys like it. Remember that number 9550-9552. This is Radio Skid Row, and you're listening to Good Smoke. It's Radio Skid Row 88.9. If you just tuned in, you're tuned into Good Smoke. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Remember that number 9550-9552. I have the aircon on because it's hot in here. Come in, come in. We're on the air, bro. We're on the air. We're on the air. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the air with George Farah. Yeah, if you want, yeah. We're all having fun here. It's 7:44, bro. The times went like that, bro.
Yeah.
And you got so much more to say. I just want to put in there quickly your Snakecharmers and what you do now, because you had dreams in prison, sitting there thinking, how can I build my business when I get out? How can I, have a foundation before I get onto the street? And you opened up Snakecharmers. What was that like? How did you come up with that idea, the name of Snakecharmers and all that sort of stuff?
Well, Snakecharmer choppers, John Ross from Freestyle magazine. I always wanted to be on the front cover of a magazine.
Yeah.
So I said to him, let's do a front shoot. He goes, nah. He goes, you can't make it on the front shoot. He goes, it just doesn't work like that. He goes, we only put girls on the front shoot. I said, I want to be on the front cover, and my bike's going to make it on the front cover.
You said that to him?
Yeah, I said that to him. It's actually on, you see it on YouTube.
Is that the one that you interviewed? He was getting interviewed?
I think so. Yeah, John Ross. He's going like George is a character on his own. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, that's John Ross.
Okay, yeah.
Well, again, he said to me, "Nah, you're not going to make it." I said, "All right." I said, "What happens if I have, an eagle sitting on the bike?" And I thought, "No, an eagle." I just becoming creative, yeah. And I said, "You know what? I'm going to get a snake." He said, "Why snake?" I said, "Because I come from the country. We got snakes. I tried on a snake years ago." And he goes, a snake? He goes, all right. So we done this crazy shoot and
made the front cover?
And made the front cover. And he called it, and he called me the Snakecharmer. He goes, the Snakecharmer. He goes, there, that sounds good. He goes, we're going to call you the Snakecharmer on the front cover. So I go, you know what? He goes, that suits you. You should stick by it. So then I went and got it trademarked and registered. So now Snakecharmer Choppers is trademarked and registered to me for clothing and music and other things, yeah?
Yeah.
Anyway, and like I said to John, man, thank you very much. I still thank John till today. So since 2006 when I made the front cover. And I still thank him until today. I do not forget who's helped me along. There is other people out there which, Greg, my mate, Robert, you got Greg Morris, you got Rob Sarri, you got all these mates that actually helped me along, and they've all got successful businesses, and I, worked with them, and that's how I become successful. I mean, if you've got a good crowd around you and you've got a good family that can support you, some people don't have families, people don't have friends, but try and it's because if you show someone respect and help, you'll get it back.
Reciprocal, yeah.
You'll get it back, man.
Yeah.
And that's where it becomes powerful. Respect is more powerful than anything. And, you know, people, you're going to get haters. Like, I get haters all the time.
Even now, we were just off the air.
Oh, we just got off the air, live.
Live on Facebook.
You know, people just saying, you know, this. Mate, they can say what they want. Yeah. They can say what the fuck they want. I don't care.
But they weren't there with you when you're in trouble.
They weren't there. You know what I mean? You weren't there. You haven't been through. You haven't walked in my shoes. When you walk in my shoes and then realise, people now, if they have a bad hair day, they go, oh, you know, I had a bad hair day or I broke a nail. Yeah. Well, when you've been dead twice and you've been to prison,
stabbed,
you know what I mean?
Almost killed.
So don't tell me you've had it tough. Yeah. So if anyone out there saying to me that they can't make it because they want this, yeah.
You can. Mate, you're the living proof.
You know, I'm living proof, and I tell people that. I tell people that I am living proof. At the end of the day, from my childhood to where I am today, you know, it's crazy. There's things I can't talk about. There's things that I can talk about, and there's things I can't talk about. But this is just living proof, because if you don't believe it, go Google it. You'll see it on...
See everything, yeah.
You'll see it, you know, the newspapers or whatever it is, and write-ups.
So we got about, like, say, 5 minutes left. We finished before 8 o'clock.
So, yeah.
The last question I want to ask, and it's like a sum-up question, you know, something James wants to hear as well, about... What do you tell? What's? I don't know. You want to list it as words, or you want to say something just around? What are you gonna? What would you say to the youth, or not even just youth, like the parents?
Like I had it all. I had it all. I had everything. I had cars. I had bikes. I had money. I had everything. But when you come out,
how much money have you had? Like the most? Like let's talk, so they can understand. So they can understand the.
You know it's funny. You know it's funny. You know it's funny. But everyone thinks they've got money now. Okay.
It's the opposite.
The thing is, it's opposite. I'm broke as a. I won't even say it, but yeah, when I got out of jail, I had nothing. The legals took everything, the government took everything. I came out with nothing. I came out with dead set nothing. Yeah. So I had a job when I got out, and I wanted to make it. I had 2 jobs, and I wanted to make it. I wanted to change my life. Yeah. People say, "What makes you want to change your life?" Because coming to death, I lived the luxury life. I lived everything, but I nearly came to death, and that's what made me change. I reckon that's what made me realize the end of that tunnel. There's got to be something for me, and it actually hit me. It hit me really bad. You know, it's crazy. Like, I got scars to prove it. If you want to go, you can go on Google. You know, I was stabbed where I almost died, where I was slashed from one side to another, where it hit an artery. It opened me up. It opened a gash that big. So, you know, hit with knuckle busters here again. Capsicum spray, that's a scar on my lip. So, to me, I was at the wrong place at the wrong time as well. It had nothing to do with me. But because I was there, I ended up copping it as well. So what I'm trying to say to people, that you could be in the wrong place at the wrong time, hanging with the wrong crowd, but you could be you're the one that could be laying 6 foot under in a grave for someone else's problem. So what I'm telling the youth, that you should just, if you want to get somewhere, you got to make it. You got to make it. You go and have a look at all these artists overseas in America, all these rappers, mate. Did they know what Snoop Dogg used to do before he was a rapper?
No.
They said it the other day. I listened to it. I don't know if it's real, but he was a newspaper boy. So all the things that he's rapping about, is it real? So everyone that wants to think that's real, well, they can think what they think, but this is the problem. Unfortunately, our generation now and our youth has got to really wake up before it's too late. Like that poor kid that died not long ago of a shotgun blast to his chest because it was over a fight.
In the park recently, was it? Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
you know, God rest his soul.
They went to solve it or something.
Yeah,
and then they shot him. Yeah.
You know, 18 years old.
Yeah, I remember. Read the paper. I go, what the hell for?
You know, 18 years old, gets shot.
George, so now, at the stage of your life now, do you see yourself more in peace?
Yes, I do.
Peace. Yeah. Your mum's happy. You sleep better at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
You know, I sleep better at night, and you know, before we used to sleep with Glocks under our pillows. I had a pistol in every single part of the house. Even my mother will tell you, she sat on the bench on the couch once. There was a 9mm Glock. She's leaned back and she's going, "What the hell is this?" She's pulled the zipper out and pulled out a gun. Like, you know, what type of life is that?
So
just paranoid all the time.
Yeah. So the other side of that lifestyle is that the money is good, but you got to protect it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everyone
more money, more problems.
What's that saying?
Yeah, big
watch the crown. Everyone wants a piece of that cake. You know what I mean?
And people will try to rob you. People will try to get it. And you know what? Why do you want all that money for? Just live day to day. And I live day to day. I pay my bills. All right, I might be saying I'm broke, but at the end of the day, I'm not living a luxury life now. I'm living comfortably. I can go to sleep.
You're doing something you love.
I still eat, and it's what I love, and that's that's what I like doing. And you know, sometimes I don't even have fucking money for fuel, for God's sake.
I love those stories.
Do you ever, like in that moment?
You know what I mean? Yeah. No bullshit.
I love that.
DJ, I had to collect coins from my freaking glove box.
I love those stories.
Collect coins to fucking get a coffee.
But okay, so when you have those moments, do you ever think?
But I love it. But I love it.
Do you ever flash back button?
No. You know what? I go back and say
250 grand a day.
Yeah, but you know what? We used to make so much money. It was like I'd go after boys. I'd blow 10, 15 grand a night. 15 grand a night. It was nothing. It was like it was like $15.
Yeah.
We used to make so much money. If I wanted to buy something, I'd say, okay, I want to go and buy that. I'll go and get that tomorrow. You know what I mean? And it's just that the money that we had was just crazy. Like, we had wads of money. So we had it all. So, but I don't want it now. If someone said to me, "Do you want to go back to that lifestyle?" No, I don't. I don't want it.
Comes with a price.
Yeah.
I don't.
Comes with a price.
It does. It comes with a massive price. It can come your death.
Yeah.
Or you'll be spending time in life in prison.
Yeah. So, George, so you basically, you're kind of like saying, look, you know, if you're not going to convince him, if you're not going to listen to me, good luck. Because you can guarantee him 100%, you know, you got 3 ways you go. Death, hospital, or lucky to go in jail.
That's it. You'd be lucky if you make it to jail, if you're not dead. And I am living proof to say that I have died over it. So for me to live and to tell the story, I'm lucky. There's people out there.
You're blessed, man. You're blessed.
You know, and that's why. And you can't expect to have all the glory and the money and the power, and there's no headaches. You're dreaming.
Yeah.
Even the Queen's got headaches.
Hard. She has more than anyone. Yeah.
But that's what I mean. She's got everything, but she's still got the headaches.
Happy, yeah.
Me, I got no headaches, except the tax man asking me for money. That's it.
Bro, I wish I could keep you on longer, man. I only got 2 hours, but where can we catch you on social medias? Facebook, Instagram.
Oh, they can follow us on Snakecharmer Choppers on Facebook.
Check those guys out. You can check all the designs. If even if you have designs, I can bring them to you and you can do something with that. Is that as well?
Yeah, but most of my designs that I build is more for big corporate companies as a designer to design to promote. I've done stuff for Xbox, Grand Theft Auto, the Gears of War,
Ed Hardy,
the Indigenous Dreamtime Chopper, the Wet and Wild bike. So yeah, I've done the Warthog.
Yeah. I think I've seen that.
Yeah, the Warthog
and the Blade as well.
So that's what I mostly do is more for corporate people. I don't do people off the streets because it's just
it doesn't.
It's just not. It's not. Well, it's not just a headache. It's just that they can't really ride a theme bike. Really, you know what I mean?
Okay,
they can, but
yeah. It's any last shout outs to anybody out there? To mom, dad, Bathurst boys,
Bathurst.
all the principals.
The principals that said that I wasn't gonna make it.
Here I am.
I got expelled from every school. Remember? So everyone at Bathurst High, Kelso High, and everyone in Bathurst.
Shout out.
And the massive shout out to all the boys in Mount Druitt.
Shout out to Mount as well.
Mountie County.
Everyone out of Mount Druitt.
Beautiful, man. I really appreciate you coming in, man, sharing your story. And hopefully we can set up a part 2. In the future, we're going to have James in as well and the stuff that he does and trying to help the youth.
Yeah, I'll definitely have... me and John come back because it's definitely within that field, and I'll definitely have a few other guys to come in.
Yeah,
you guys know who's give you the nudge.
Sweet. Guys, check us out on Facebook, on social medias, or the Instagram, Twitter, and that. I'm gonna have this interview up hopefully by this week. I'll cut it up and do all the important parts out there and promote this guy, because this guy right here, he's a big influence for the ones out there, the downtrodden and stuff like that. So you came to the right place at Good Smoke, and hopefully you can keep doing what you're doing, man. I really appreciate you coming in.
You're welcome. Thank you.
This is anytime, bro. This is Radio Skid Row 88.9. You're listening to Good Smoke.